fall has officially arrived. I thought I would check in about some of the plants that we have in the area and what they're doing to prepare for the upcoming winter. So trees like cottonwoods and aspens or deciduous trees in this area start preparing for winter as early as August. They start moving their sugars and their chlorophyll that were in the leaves down into their bark and eventually down into their roots where it's more protected for the winter. And that's why we start to see these beautiful colors in the fall season, because the chlorophyll is no longer in the leaves. They're not producing that in the leaves anymore. And all the other colors start to show through those leaves. Eventually these leaves will actually fall off as the tree goes into a dormancy, a senescence. It doesn't want to be vulnerable to winter temperatures, so it really just pushes as much water and as much sugar down into the roots as it can so that it doesn't freeze and could cause the tree to die if the tree is caught off guard and in a cold snap before it's ready for winter. So one of the things that deciduous trees start to do in August when it stops growing is put some of the resources into creating buds for the following spring. So it makes these little leaf buds, and I challenge you to look at the trees at home to see if they form their buds yet, but they're making these so that in the spring they're ready to go. When the warmer temperatures arrive, they're ready to go and create those leaves already. So that's another thing you can check for on your trees. So when most plants have entered dormancy for the year, this plant, the rabbitbrush, with its golden flower heads, is still thriving. This native plant blooms in the fall from August through October and is an important food source for pollinators like butterflies and native bees and other insects who don't have much else to feed on in the late season. The plant is also an important food source for rabbits and deer and pronghorn and other browsers, especially in the winter. In late summer and early fall, many plants produce their seeds, which are often contained in a berry or a fruit. These berries have long been harvested by people and eaten by animals. They are a very important food source as we head into the winter months. Rose hips are what we call the berries of the wild rose or the woods rose, which are commonly found throughout Wyoming. They are important because they stay on the plant throughout the winter and provide much needed vitamin C to many animals, including humans, coyotes, and bears. Chokecherries are common berries throughout North America, and they are harvested by people and often made into jams or syrups. The leaves, stems, and seeds are poisonous if eaten in large quantities, so do be careful if you decide to incorporate these into your fall diet. They are yummy, but may need a bit of sugar if you want to avoid puckering your lips at every bite. This is a common sight on the North Fork Highway in the fall where chokecherries and rose hips line the road. On a recent trip up the road, we were seeing piles about every 50 yards or so. If you look closely, you can definitely tell what it's been snacking on. Thank you for tuning into this week's Backyard Briefing. Enjoy this beautiful time of year.